The following is a lecture on the Shriman Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 20, Text number 7, Parmatma within the heart, given by Shriman KratuDas Adhikari, recorded on September 1st, 2012, in Ljubljana, Slovenia.
Eka one, Suddha, pure, Swayam, self, Jyoti, effulgent, Nirguna, without material qualifications, Asau, that, Guna, Asraya, the reservoir of good qualities, Sarvaga, able to go everywhere, Anavruta, without being covered by matter, Sakshi, witness, Niratma, without another self, Atmana, to the body and mind, Para, transcendental, Eka Suddha Swayam Jyoti Nirguno Asau Gunasraya Sarvago Anavruta Sakshi Niratma Atmana Para. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The individual soul is one, pure, non-material and self-effulgent. He is the reservoir of all good qualities and He is all-pervading. He is without material covering and He is the witness of all activities. He is completely distinguished from other living entities and He is transcendental to all embodied souls. Purport. In the previous verse, two significant words are used. Asamsakta, meaning without attachment, and Buddha, meaning full cognizant of everything. By full cognizance, it is meant that one should know about his own constitutional position as well as the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in this verse, Lord Vishnu is describing himself or the Parmatma. The Parmatma is always distinguished from the embodied soul as well as the material world. Therefore, he has been described as Para. That Para or Supreme Personality of Godhead is Eka, meaning one. The Lord is one, whereas the conditioned souls embodied within the material world exist in many varieties of the form. There are demigods, human beings, animals, trees, birds, bees, and so forth. Thus the living entities are not Eka but many. As confirmed in the Vedas, Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. The living entities who are many and who are entangled in this material world are not pure. However, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pure and detached. Due to being covered by the material body, the living entities are not self-effulgent. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parmatma, is self-effulgent. The living entities, being contaminated by the modes of material nature, are called Sagun, whereas Parmatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Nirgun. Not being under the influence of material modes, the living entities being encased in material qualities are Gunasrita, whereas the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Nirgun. Gunasraya, the conditioned soul's vision is covered by material contamination. Therefore, he cannot see the cause of his actions and cannot see his past lives. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, not being covered by the material body is the witness of all the activities of the living entity. But both of them, the living entity and Parmatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are Atma or the Spirit. They are one in quality, yet they are different in so many ways, especially in regards to the six opulences the Supreme Personality of Godhead has in full. Full knowledge means that the Jivatma, the living entity, must know both his position and the Supreme's position. That is full knowledge. Eka Suddha Swayam Jyotir Nirguno Vasav Gunasraya Sarvago Anavrita Shakshi Niratma Atmanaha Paraha. So here Lord Vishnu, who appeared in the sacrificial arena, is addressing King Prithu Maharaj that Eka Suddha Swayam Jyotir, that Paramatma within the heart of a living entity is Suddha, is pure. In other words, he does not have any contact with modes of material nature and material world. Suddha, Purna Suddho Nitya Mukto Abhinatva Namanamino. Suddha and Eka. The Super Soul is one, and by a personal expansion, it is living in every living entity's heart. So Eka Suddha, Swayam Jyotir, and that it is self-effulgent. It doesn't have to depend on anybody else for effulgence. Swayam Jyotir, Nirguno, and it is without any mundane material qualities. Nirgun, Asav Gunasraya. The living entities being encased in material qualities are Gunasrita, whereas the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Gunasraya. So Asrita, living entity, and the Super Soul is Gunasraya, one who gives Asraya, shelter. So the conditioned soul's vision is covered by material contamination, and therefore it is called Gunasrita, taking shelter of three modes of material nature. And Sarvago Anavrutaha Sakshi, Sarvago Anavruta Sastri, that the spirit soul is able to go everywhere, and Anasrita without being covered by matter. Anavruta. Avrit means covered. Anavrit, not covered by matter. And Sakshi, the Super Soul, is the witness in our heart. Whatever activity we do, the Super Soul watches that, and according to our activities, the Super Soul is giving the reward. Karmana Daivanitrina Jantur Deho Padyate Striyo Udara Pravishta Purush Ret Karna Asraya. Karmana Daivanitrina. Daivanitra means the Super Soul within our heart. He is Upadrashta and Unumanta. He is overseeing our activity, and according to our activity, it gives us reward. So Super Soul is Parmatma, and Parmatma cannot be merciful because Parmatma is overseer. He sees, and then according to our karma, he gives us the bad or good body and suffering or enjoyment. So according to our karma, the overseer, sakshi, witness, like stated in Upanishad that there are two birds sitting on the same tree. The one bird is eating the fruit and another bird is watching and giving the fruit according to the action of a living entity. So, Super Soul, Parmatma, is noting our karma. This is where laws of karma begins from. The Super Soul is watching and we are acting. So according to our action, Super Soul is bound to give you particular reward or suffering. So there is no question of mercy there, because he does exactly what he sees. But Lord in the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, Ramchandra, most merciful, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Sucha. Don't be afraid. I will deliver you, but you surrender to me. Condition. And Lord Chaitanya is even more magnanimous, merciful. Audarya, Udarta, Audarya Utar. He distributed mercy profusely without any qualification and unlimitedly. No jati bhed, no ranga bhed, veda bhed nahi, no veda bhed. Without any qualification. Udar Avatar, Audarya, mercy. In Super Soul, there is no mercy. Over Unamanta, Upadrasta. He is seeing and accordingly he is giving the result. But Krishna and Lord goes out of his way to bestow his transcendental mercy onto devotees. Krishna says, Apichet suduracharo bhajate maam ananya bhag sadhurev samantavya samyak vyavasito isaha kshipram bhavati dharmatma sasvat santi nigacchati kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranasyati. This is the mercy of Krishna. Name bhakta pranasyati. Even if my devotee falls down, temporary fall down, apichet suduracharo, and if somebody does very bad action, but he is my ananya bhak, he is my unalloyed devotee, ananya devotee, ekantik devotee, then one must consider him as a sadhu and I will protect him. Name bhakta pranasyati. My devotees, they were parishes. Now this is a compassion. He Krishna Karuna Sindho. He is the ocean of mercy. But Parmatma, it is not said anywhere. It is not stated. Parmatma is Karuna Sindho. Krishna is Karuna Sindho and Adina Bandho. He is the protector. He is the protector of Dina Bandho, Jagatpate. So this is the special, unique quality of Krishna. No Parmatma and no Brahma. Brahma has no quality anyway. Brahma is Nirgun. And Parmatma has quality but not this one. Bhakta Vatsal. He cannot be Bhakta Vatsal. Parmatma is Upadrashta Hanumanta. He is overseer. And according to that, he is giving the fruits. But Krishna says, Apichet suduracharo bhajate ma. Ananya bhak sadhurevas. He is sadhu, saintly, mantavi. Why? Because bhajate ma ananya bhak. So this ananya bhajan of Krishna is the topmost quality of a Vaishnava. It is the chief quality of a Vaishnava. There are so many qualities of Vaishnava, 26 different qualities of Vaishnava. But this Ananya Bhak, that he is the unalloyed devotee of Krishna, is the chief quality of devotees, Vaishnava. And other qualities are subsidiary. So, when somebody is Ananya Bhak devotee of Krishna, then Krishna goes out of his way and he says, Name Bhakta Pranasyati. My devotee never perishes. I protect them. I am going to deliver. I am going to intervene. Just like king, by the judge or whoever some living entity wind up in a jail due to sinful reaction, stealing or robbing or whatever. But king can walk into the jail and tell the judge or whoever, court people or whatever, no, I want this man out of here. And he holds his hand and he comes out of the jail with that person. And no judge can do anything, no police can do anything, or no army can do anything. That is king's compassion. They all representing king, the jail, the constable at jail, and police force, military force, and judge. Everybody are expansion of king. But if king wants to become merciful to some living entity, nobody else can do anything. So Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Audari, Udarta, Bhakta Vatsal, this is the most important and most exalted quality of Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, that they are Bhakta Vatsal. They cry sometimes, Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, they cry sometimes for his devotees, to deliver his devotees. So much compassion, so much loving relationship that Krishna has with his devotees. And that's why he's Bhakta Vatsal. This is the most important quality, exalted quality of Lord. Parmatma don't have this quality, Bhakta Vatsal, because he is Upadrashta and Unmanta. Lord Chaitanya is Namo Mahavadanyaya, but we don't say Parmatma Mahavadanya. We cannot say. And we have seen Lord Chaitanya. He delivered most fallen, Jagai Madai, Nityananda, most fallen. Upadrashta Hanumanta would have, super soul would have put them into deepest hellish condition of life. But Lord Nityananda, my dear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, your incarnation is to kill the inner enemy, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsari. And your avatar is to deliver the most fallen. So please forgive them. So the Sudarshan disc. And he accepted, Lord Chaitanya embraced them. So this is Mahavadanyaya. But the super soul, Hanumanta, Upadrashta, hell was certain for them. Ananyas chintayanto maam he jana paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamiham. Super soul cannot say this. Yoga kshemam vahamiham. Krishna, he says, I give them what they don't have and I protect what they have. Yoga kshemam vahamiham. Tesham aham samudharta mrityu sansara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya avesita chetasha. For those whose chitta, mind, intelligence, ego is always dwelling in me, always absorbed in me, maya avesit chetasa means his consciousness is absorbed in me. For them, I become the swift deliverer from this sansar, sagara, from this material world. So this is a compassion of Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya is even more compassionate. Audarya, Udar, Audarya, Utar. So we have to understand Parmatma and difference between Supreme Personality of Godhead and Parmatma is Saksi of whatever we do. It is word Saksi, witness. So we have to be afraid of Parmatma because he is always there and always oversee what we are doing. So always we should be careful, and he accompanies us everywhere we go. This is his friendship nature, that he is Sruhat Sarvabhutanam. He is dwelling within the heart as Sruhut. This is the quality. And then Prabhupada says that in previous words, Asansak Krita, Asansakta, Asakta, Anasakta. So Anasakta, meaning without attachment, and Buddha. So a living entity becomes asakta for the material world, and that's why it becomes entangled. Asakti and anasakti. Attachment to material world mean attachment to two things. The kanchan and kamini, money and honey. Man for woman, woman for man. And this is material existence. Prabhupada says that this maithuni bhav, punsam striya, maithuni bhav me tat, tayomrito hridaya granthi mahur, ata gruha kshetra sutapta vitair, janasya mohoyam ahammameti. So this ahammameti, this attachment of punsastriya, male and female, punsastriya, maithuni bhavameta. They have a sexual attraction, and from that sexual maithuni bhav, hridaya granthi, their heart, male and female's heart, becomes one, having a hard knot. Their heart is tied with hard knot. Hridaya granthi mahur. Ata gruha kshetra sutapta vitir. And from that hridaya granthi comes gruha, house, kshetra, business, gruha kshetra suta, then progeny, son, apta, relatives, vita, money, janasya mohoyam, and then my city's fellow or street fellow, and we are attached to them, janasya moho. And then ahammamiti, I am the body, I am nothing beyond body. That is coming from asakti, asakta, anasakta, asakta. Asakti in material world, asakti for money and asakti for honey. So the Buddha, Buddhiman, intelligent person, he knows this will bind me. I have to fulfill my desire, that is enough of it. But now I have to fulfill desire of my companion. So two personality desiring unlimitedly. And then children, then you have to fulfill desires of third person, children. How many children you have, that many personalities, desires you have to fulfill. And then house will demand grocery, pots, pans, and furniture, and gets involved. Attachment, asakta. So asansakta, asakta. So house will demand. So you have to fulfill the desire of house. And then business. To fulfill the desire of all this, you need a business, money. And from business, gruha kshetra suta, the offspring desire we have to fulfill. And then apta, we have to fulfill the desire of our relatives. The parents' desires and the brother and sister and apta, vita. So to fulfill all these people's desire, we have to make money. Apta, vita, janasya mohoyam. And to show up yourself to jana, to the people in your street, people in your city, people around you, people who are related to you, you have to show up. So you have to produce money for showing up. I am big wealthy man, I am big car man, I am big this, big that. Janasya mohoyam. And then ahammameti. The last glare of Maya, last attachment for living entity is that I am this body and get attached to the body. Janasya mohoyam ahammameti. That's the last glare of Maya. So we become attached to the body. So Prabhupada is saying in this purport, asansakta Buddha. So Buddha, one who is intelligent, He is liberated. Buddha, Bhava Samanvita. Krishna gives us intelligence by which we can get rid of this material existence. Buddha Bhava Saman. Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tvam. Yena Mama Upayanti Te. Krishna gives us intelligence. But we don't want to take help from Krishna. That is the whole problem in material world. I am Krishna. Ishwaroham Aham Bhogi Siddhoham Balavan Sukhi. I am Ishwar. I am Bhokta. I am happy. I am strong. This is called Raksasi consciousness, demoniac consciousness. So Prabhupada also pointing out in this purport that one must understand, the conditioned soul must understand that I am the part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, and I am his dasa, I am his servant, and I meant to serve him because I am part and parcel of him. Just like this hand is part and parcel of this body, so this hand must serve the food to this body. Must, because this hand is part of this body. But if this hand serves the food to every other body, but not here, how long that hand will go on? So similarly, the spirit soul is part and parcel of Krishna. And that's why the Buddha, intelligent person, he understands that I am part of Krishna, and that's why I must serve Krishna. I have to serve Krishna and nobody else. By serving Krishna, you are serving everybody. Just like putting food into the stomach, all the limbs of the body will be rejuvenated. You are supplying. Just like putting root in the root of a tree, supply water, you put water there, whole tree, leaves, flowers, fruits, branches, satisfied. So similarly, we meant to serve Krishna only and only Krishna. And by that automatically we are serving everything else. Ajnanat bhavagyana uttam sloknam yat sankirtan madam punso dehe deho yashanalaha. By serving Krishna, we can serve everybody. Yatha taro mool nisechanena trupyanti tadaskanda bhujopashakha pranapcharinithendriyanam tathaiva sarvair anamachiteja. That by serving stomach, you can serve the whole body, every limbs. Yatha taro, taro means tree. Yatha taro, mool, root, nisechanena, by putting water, nisechanena. Trupyanti tadaskanda, the trunk, upashaka, branches, pranopcharin yathendriyana. And by giving food to the stomach, all the senses are supplied with the energy. But if you put laddu here on the head, laddu to the ear, laddu to the shoulder, and laddu to the hand, will not work. So Buddha is serving directly to Krishna. And that way, we are serving the whole world. We have to start with the root. People start with philanthropic work, avoiding Krishna, sprinkling water on the leaves and fruits and flowers will not work. Jivatma, the living entity, must know both his position and Supreme's position. That is full knowledge, Buddha. So I will stop here. Any question?
Even if a devotee falls down and does the most abominable act, still Krishna says, my devotee will never perish. And how should we act with that? Like, if a devotee does an abominable act, and how should we deal with it?
Prabhupada says in the purport there that accidental fall down. So accidental fall down should not happen. Accident should not happen every day. No repetition. No repeat. Just like a sannyasi or brahmachari, they can look at mother, but then second time they look, that is fall down. That is fall down. lust. So, apichet suduracharo bhajate mamananya bhag. Because they are unalloyed devotee of Lord. Devotee takes responsibility because of the nature he has which he cannot help. His nature is Bhakta Vatsal. He cannot help that. Just like mother has a child, small child, and child says, I'll put finger into the fan, rotating fan. Prabhupada's son wanted to put that finger into the fan. So repeatedly Prabhupada said, no. But he wants to put finger into the fan, what to do? So Prabhupada switch off the fan and then he hold the finger of his child and he just, when the fan was going very slow, and then he put the finger in. Child immediately. So, compassion. Prabhupada can say, you have independence, I cannot take away your independence, put finger in a fan, I don't care. That is Parmatma. That is your desire. Parmatma says you want to do sinful or you want to do pious. Your desire, accordingly I will give. But Krishna will hold your finger and says, please be careful. I love you and I like you and I can't help myself but to love you. I am your best well-wisher. I can't help myself being your well-wisher. I am. You cannot give up that quality. So he tries to say his devotees. Name Bhakta Pravasyati. So we should also become compassionate like Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa. Sindhu. You have to become ocean of mercy. And what is that? Once you fall down, fine, we forgive. Second time, okay. And third time, little okay. And fourth time, no. We can forgive devotee 3 times. The fourth time is nonsense. Is nonsense. We should become Kripa Sindhu, ocean of mercy. In Vaishnava relationship, when Vaishnavi, they both Vaishnava. So, if they are attracted to one another, then they should get married and then Dharma Arudo Kamosmi, to have a progeny, one can indulge in association to produce children and keep it as divine relationship than lusty relationship. Just like Kardama Muni, Mother Devhuti, they wanted to beget children, so legitimate sex. So if Vaishnava and Vaishnavi coming together without lust being involved, we should be happy, very happy. That here is, because Vaishnavis, they have to get married, compulsory, and Brahmachari don't have to get married. Sannyasi, no association, all 3 class, no association. But if some circumstances arises due to close association, then marry, no problem, no problem. For old days, the rule was you go to the temple president and tell him, and temple president interacts with both and see both agrees, and then he marries them. So nothing wrong with that. Arranged marriage rather than engaging in lust right from the beginning, Vaishnavi. That is not right. Approach temple president or father, mother or some elderly person who can mediate your marriage. Vaishnava must love other Vaishnavi. Is good. As long as you take out lust out of couple and there is a loving, serving attitude, surrender attitude, that kind of attachment we need. If Vaishnava and wife Vaishnava and husband Vaishnava have a strong attachment for one another, not lust, it is good. It will last forever, maybe next birth also, and that should be entertained. And if they want to have a children, they plan, Garbhadan Sanskar, they can perform. Sometimes they get permission from Guru, or sometimes they both can also decide, doesn't matter. But then conceive child properly, devotee child with rounds and consciousness and everything, and associate with one another and have a nice Krishna conscious Vaishnava children. Bhakti Siddhanta, even being sannyasi, he said, if I can beget Vaishnava children, I will have hundreds of them. So that is not problem. We should have Vaishnava children. Prabhupada wanted Vaishnava children. He ordered some of his disciples, please have lots of children so that our movement can have. If there is a Vaishnava marriage without lust, an arranged marriage, we should become very happy, very happy. We should arrange marriage for all ladies if they agree. Here it is problem. They may not agree to get married, but all ladies should be married and having son, so that son can protect her when husband takes sannyas, like that. We should be happy if Vaishnava gets marrying in together. It's a nice. That's the whole point. Manu and Prajapatis, they were ordered to get married and have a progeny. That is Vedic Asirvad, that your father, mother, elderly or Vaishnava gives you Asirvad to woman, that married woman, that you may have 100 children. That's Asirvad. That's Asirvad. Anyway, I hope I am answering your question, but 90% who gets married or sannyasis, if they raise that consciousness to Krishna consciousness, like Haridas Thakur, Lord Chaitanya, or so many, they are absorbed in Krishna. Like Sukadev Goswami, absorbed in Krishna. Lord Shiva, absorbed in Krishna. When you become absorbed, you get fried from material world so much so that there is no more fried. You are absorbed in Krishna. And at that time, there is no question of lust, anger, greed, or any gunas. You become three guna atit. You become above the modes of material nature. Yumam cha avyabhicharin bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samaityaityan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. You are not in a passion, ignorance, or sattva gun. You are three gunatit. You are beyond. You are in a Suddha Sattvic platform where there is no lust. Lust will be afraid of you to come closer to you. Lust with anger will be afraid of you. Yes, they are personally, they will be afraid. Kali Yuga will be afraid of you to come closer to you. Because you are, absorbed in Krishna so much that Kali or any lust will say, if I go nearby this devotee, Krishna or devotee, they will kill me because he is absorbed in Krishna. The level, you have to get absorbed. Prabhupada, he was absorbed. Prabhupada said, you put me in one room with a beautiful young woman and I will have no problem. Prabhupada said this because he is absorbed in Krishna. He is absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Yes, we can get rid of lust. Like one thing you cannot get rid of, you have to get rid of it, is envy. Kam Krishna Karma Arpane. Narottam Das Thakur says, you engage your lust in giving the result of your work, action, production to Krishna. If you give your production, your child to Krishna, you engage in lust. If you give your wealth to Krishna, you engage in that lust or whatever. Kama Krishna Karma Arpane, Krodha Krishna Dveshi Jane. And if somebody is envious of Krishna and his devotees, then we can exhibit our anger. We can use our anger. Like Hanuman did, put fire to Lanka. Arjuna did, he fight the whole battlefield of Kurukshetra. Anger, with anger. Lobh, Krishna Guna Khyane, engage your greediness to hear about Krishna, to hear his holy name, to chant, greediness about chanting more and more rounds like Haridas Thakur. We can doubt all these things. But envy we cannot. Envy we have to get rid of. We have to. And unless you get rid of your envy, no entry to the spiritual world. Because that's the root cause of coming here. We become envious of Krishna. So we have to get rid of envy. We cannot doubt envy in Krishna consciousness. First part of your question, or maybe all, how we can hear Parmatma. So very simple. Use your intelligence. If you are going towards purity and transcendence and chanting and bhakti and serving devotees, and if by listening to him we are progressing in spiritual life, then that is Parmatma. If we are doing sinful and everything we are doing bad, and you said this is Parmatma, that is not Parmatma, that is you, that is your mind. Result, we have to see the result. Crystal clear. No mixture. My heart says that, oh, Parmatma is saying this, I must kill this person. And nonsense, number one. Nonsense. Parmatma says, I must engage in lusty desire. I must see this woman, or I should do this. No, there is an arrangement. If you want to see a woman, go to the higher authority, father, mother, president, this, that, and that is Parmatma. And there is lust, and that is your nonsense. That is not Parmatma. By going to a person whom you are envious of, and by learning from that person of what you are envious of. As for example, you saw somebody's Mercedes or a BMW or Rolls Royce, and you became envious of him. Let's define envy first. That will finish it. Rupa Goswami is defining envy in Ujjwal Nilamani as to become asahisnu by looking at others people good thing. You become intolerable. You become intolerant. You become intolerant by looking at other people's good thing. That is called envy. So you go to that person and you learn from him how he became successful to have Rolls Royce, and you learn from him and submit to him, and that's how you can get rid of envy, by going to that same person though. You have to go to him. Just like there is a story in Puranas, Narad Muni, Gandharva, is a Gandharva, and Tumru is a Gandharva also. So Narad Muni and Tumru went to Vishnu, Narayan, in Vaikuntha, and they both played their veena, their instrument, and like a competition, who is best. So Lord Vishnu said, Tumru is best. And Narad Muni became very envious. I am devotee and so much devotion to my Lord Vishnu Narayan, and so he became very envious. So then, how to get rid of this envy? So he went back to Narayan and he said, you go to Tumru and you learn the art of playing veena from Tumru, and that's the only way you can get rid of envy. So Narad Muni went to Tumru, became submissive and made him master. Please teach me how to play veena. He learned from him, then both went to Narayan. And this time Narayan said, oh, Narad Muni is the best. Narad Muni. That's how we can get rid of envy. If you are intolerant of good quality of a good devotee, that is good. So you should go to that devotee or Prabhupada, pray to Prabhupada, please help me develop this quality. That is good. Krishna will like that. Prabhupada says imitation of a good thing is good. So if somebody has a good quality and you imitate or learn or you develop that good quality, is good. But if you say, oh, he has a good quality and you become envious of him, you beat him or you look down upon him or you do something bad, then that is bad. But if you try to develop his good quality, that is better. That is good. That's not envy. Envy means asahisnu, to become intolerable and to burn yourself. Jealousy, become jealous of him. Because he has Rolls Royce and I become jealous of him, I try to kill him, and I don't have and that is envy. But if you have good quality and you try to build up good quality, that is good, not intolerable. You are tolerating, plus you are raising yourself to that standard. That's what Narad Muni said. He raised himself to Tumru's standard, or even beyond him. That's good. So thank you very much. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki